Have you ever seen a plane struggle to take off, barely getting off the ground in time? From overloaded jets and engine failures to bird strikes and last-second aborted takeoffs, these 15 shocking incidents will leave you speechless. Let's get started. Another Boeing 737 faced a takeoff scare due to excessive weight. The aircraft took an unusually long time to get airborne, barely clearing the end of the runway. Had it been just a few knots slower, the result could have been catastrophic. A C-5M Galaxy cargo plane took off too slowly, forcing an Airbus A340 behind it to abort landing and go around. Proper air traffic spacing is critical to avoid such incidents, as one aircraft's miscalculation can create a dangerous ripple effect. An F-15 fighter jet suffered an engine malfunction while accelerating, with flames appearing mid-roll. Thanks to the pilot's quick response, the takeoff was safely aborted. Fighter jets operate at high speeds, making any failure during takeoff extremely dangerous. A Boeing 757 departing Spain suffered repeated engine issues, with flames visible at the back. The pilots acted quickly, opting to land at a nearby airport. Engine fires during takeoff are critical emergencies, forcing pilots to decide within seconds whether to continue or abort. A Boeing 737 departing Iceland lifted off too aggressively, causing a tail strike. The scraping noise was unmistakable, but the pilots continued to their destination, assuming minor damage. However, tail strikes can weaken the aircraft structure and should always be thoroughly inspected. An Airbus A340 struck birds just before reaching cruising altitude, causing severe engine vibrations. The pilots had to declare an emergency and return to the airport with a full fuel load, making landing even more challenging. Heavy landings put immense stress on landing gear and brakes, requiring careful handling to avoid further issues. A Boeing 747's immense engine power caused unexpected damage during takeoff. As it accelerated, the force from its four engines tore apart the newly paved surface near the runway, sending debris flying. Airports must design runways to handle these forces, as debris ingestion can lead to catastrophic engine failures. At John Wayne Airport, a Boeing 757 suffered an engine malfunction on takeoff, causing a fire. The pilots acted fast, shutting down the engine and returning safely to the gate. Such incidents highlight the importance of regular maintenance and pilot readiness for emergency responses. DHL Airbus A340 struck a flock of birds after taking off from Amsterdam. The crew decided to continue as the aircraft remained stable, but bird strikes have caused severe accidents in the past. One of the most famous cases was the Miracle on the Hudson, where both engines of an Airbus A340 failed after hitting birds, forcing Captain Sully to ditch in the river. A Boeing 737 lifted off but banked too sharply, triggering a bank angle warning. These warnings prevent pilots from exceeding safe tilt angles, which could lead to loss of control or even a wing strike. Fortunately, the pilots corrected it in time. A Boeing 747 in Miami experienced an engine failure just as it began its takeoff roll. Smoke appeared, and the pilots immediately aborted. High-speed rejected takeoffs can be extremely dangerous, requiring precise braking to stop before the end of the runway. An overloaded aircraft used nearly the entire runway before barely lifting off. Had it been just a little heavier, or had the runway been slightly shorter, this could have ended in disaster. Overloading affects not only takeoff performance, but also climbability, fuel efficiency, and even landing safety. An Airbus A340 barely managed to lift off before reaching the end of the runway. The aircraft was heavily loaded, and a mix of weight, wind conditions, and possible pilot miscalculations made this an incredibly risky situation. A slight delay in reaching takeoff speed could have resulted in a disastrous overrun. A Boeing 747 in India encountered a bird strike. While no serious damage occurred, bird strikes remain a constant risk at many airports. Measures like sound deterrence and even trained falcons are used to keep birds away from active runways. An Airbus A330 had an unexpected issue while taxiing. It struck a light pole just before takeoff. While not a high-speed incident, it highlights how even minor ground miscalculations can lead to costly repairs and delays. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more aviation breakdowns. Check out our other videos on top 10 plane crashes caught on camera. Click any of these videos and I'll see you in the next moment.